Hello, everybody. Dorothy here, professional astrologer. We're going to talk about the astrology for the weekend, which is May 21st, May 22nd. We're going to talk about that astrology. We're also do the Astro Dice, as always. Excuse me, and a card from this deck. Let's get started. I'll share my screen with you. We have a few charts to look at today. So here we go. So Saturday, the 21st of May. This is 3:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We have Mercury making that second conjunction to the sun. It was there a long time ago. The first time was back on April 2nd. And they were not in Gemini then, they were back in Taurus. So with Mercury retrograde making its conjunction with the sun, so this puts an extra kink, if you will, in the communication. We're at the first degree of Gemini right here. You know, Gemini is always about that gathering of information and lots of information. And as Mercury is retrograding back into Taurus, it'll be there soon. It's creating and it's making this connection to the sun, as it always does. Again, it's just this combust energy, this energy of all the what's not true gets pulled away or burnt away, and what remains is information. So information that might surprise us. So it could be an interesting day, Saturday, as to finding the truth out about something or getting more information that you hadn't realized that you were missing. So there's that piece. All right, next aspect that we have, and we're moving into Sunday, the 22nd. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So far, I have not. Just from my notes, in the middle of the evening, we had the sun and the moon and Saturn conjunct. That happened. Let's see, where did that happen? Oh my goodness, I don't see it. There it is, because it's 3 a.m. It happens in the middle of the night. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about the last moon, the last quarter, that final phase, that final quarter phase, when the moon and the sun are square. You know, a new moon starts when the moon and the sun are in the same place. That was April 30th, when the moon and the sun are together. And then the first quarter happens a few weeks later when the moon and the sun are at a 90-degree angle. And then the full moon we had in this cycle, this monthly cycle, was that eclipse, which was a full moon. And that was when the sun and the moon are in an opposition. And the final quarter is when they are at that final square. It's a waning square because the moon is moving that way, getting closer and closer to the sun, which will create another new moon in a couple weeks. Needless to say, this last quarter moon in the sign of Pisces, of course, this is water, it's sensitivity, it's our emotions, it's creative words, the sun's in Gemini, creative feelings, the moon in Pisces. That final square, what that does, if you want to look at it from when it began, the monthly cycle began April 30th, and it was in Taurus, and it was an eclipse as well. But you can look at that cycle. So, we're 3 weeks out from that now. And here what happens is at this final quarter, we can tie up lots of loose ends. We can look at, what's gone on these last 3 weeks. I know that's a quick cycle, and just kind of like just work on what remains. What are we finishing up? What are we completing? That's what we get with this final quarter. Now, it's a bigger lunar gestation phase that started a very long time ago, like 27 months ago. And so the new moon that's related to today's quarter, this is the lunar gestation phase, it's called. That was back in February 23rd, 2020. There was a new moon at 4 Pisces. On November 21st, 2020 was the first quarter moon. August 22nd, 2021 was the full moon. And now we have here on May 22nd, the final quarter. And so this is a very karmic lunar phase. So whether you follow the long gestation cycle that started back in February of 2020, or if you follow the quick and speedy monthly cycle, what we get with this last quarter moon in Pisces is, a clearing of the deck, a finishing up of loose ends, tying up lots of loose ends at this point in time, or becoming aware of what you need to start to finalize. Because we only have a couple more weeks before this monthly cycle is over, and that is when the new moon in Gemini will show up. We'll talk about that when we get closer to it. So paying off debt, paying off karma, finishing up what needs to be finished up. That's what we have going on with this last quarter moon in the sign of Pisces. That's on Sunday. Now we also have on Sunday, Mars making a sextile to Pluto. Here's Mars at 28 Pisces, again, about to leave that sign. And there it is making the sextile to Pluto in Capricorn. So when we have that, again, remember, peek at where your Pluto is. I talked about that a few days ago. Make a note of this because all the planets, as they leave a zodiac sign, they're going to connect with Pluto. Activate that Pluto in your chart. Activate where it is. So Mars in Pisces, go for your dreams, reach for those dreams. And again, what action can you take to be very creative, and or the action you can take that helps that transformation that's happening in your life, again, depending on where Pluto is in your chart, where 28 Capricorn resides in your own astrology chart. That will give you more content. Okay. I know it's hard to know that sometimes, but just know wherever the deepest change you can recognize, even if you can't read your own chart, wherever the deepest change, that wherever it's going on, whatever is happening in your world, it is where Pluto is. And Mars making a connection to that on Sunday, the 22nd, gives us a little more attention, a little more inspiration and push to continue on that path that's changing. Because change is always what happens. And the final one I want to talk about, this is at 9:15 p.m. on Sunday. Sunday's a very busy day. This is when the moon, talk about Mercury now. This is when Mercury retrogrades back into the sign of Taurus. So the Gemini energy of speed and fast and short bits of information will slow down, and we'll use that Taurus energy for a significant time to come, so we can slow down, maybe feel a little more grounded. Still working on the retrograde though, so we still should be reevaluating our values, what's important to us, what is our truth. We're going to be working on that all weekend long. Boy, oh boy. That was a busy 2 days. I'm going to do the Astro Dice now, see if they have anything else to tell us about this weekend. Mercury in Pisces in the third house. I'm laughing. Mercury in Pisces is about dreaming and meditating and getting messages through spirit. And the third house, Mercury rules the third house in the natural chart. Excuse me a sec. Mercury rules the natural third house. So Mercury in Pisces in the third house is definitely pay attention to your intuition, your psychic stuff, your dreams, and be creative. And over the weekend, if you feel like getting into some water to go swimming, just to get in it, Pisces, Mercury, drive there. You can do that. Always, always lots more in my Patreon. Please come and join us there if you'd like to support this content financially. Hello. Medicine bag. Medicine bag popped out, and that medicine bag represents taking care of yourself, gathering things that you need to be healthy and well, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And then smudging ceremony. I'm just going to stick with those two. So that one came up recently as well. So an elder is on top. We're picking some similar ones. You saw me shuffle. So the medicine bag came up as I was shuffling. It kind of flung out. But so do what I just said. Smudging ceremony still. Keep clearing. If you haven't cleared yet, this is the third time it's come up recently. Boy, we have some elders coming up. There are some serious, important things. We need to be trusting the wisdom of those that have come before us, or those that just have more knowledge than us. We really need to trust that and look at that. And some of us who have, parents, elder parents or grandparents that have passed, follow their lead, pay attention to their guidance, especially with this elder card. We really need to follow our path. And again, and this is also really deeply rooted in nature. So get out into the ancient forests as far as you can, and just really connect with our roots. So important for us to do that these days because there's so much going on. It's enough to drive everybody crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. All right. This is the first weekend forecast I'll be doing. So I think I'll probably try this for a little while just so I can have weekends open for other things like having a life. I'll be back on Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. And I'm always here. I always answer these messages. If you have comments and questions below, just put them below or come and contact me through my website, DorothyMorganAstrologer.com. Awesome. Thank you very much. Namaste.